leftovers. I'm Rose. What? How you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you are well. Hope you're fantastic. I'm having my favorite thing in the whole entire world, and that happens to be ice. Yes, I do love ice. Today being Wednesday, the awesome 9th of February 2022. Welcome. And I told you and promised you that the whole month of Feb, we're going to be talking about like love, yes, relationships, good and bad, getting out of them as well as getting into them, and also the ridiculousness that happens within it too. So it's breakfast leftovers, and I'm Rosalie Ann, and usually I eat something, have lunch with you, but today's like crunch day. I'm doing like a lot of things at the same time, and because I'm doing all those things at the same time, it means like I don't have time to eat. Although I saw a person selling muffins and then I bought them, and I also bought for my daughter, so I'm very proud. And at the same time, I'm half proud because I don't know if I can hold out for long, because there's this one that's staring at me and it's right there, and it's chocolate and it's peppermint and it smells so good. So you know what, I've got an idea. I think I'm just gonna put it in something so that I don't see it anymore. Like, give me a second, because like seriously, if I see this thing, I'm gonna want it, and then so it's best if there we go, I put it away. Now I don't see it and I don't smell it, and out of sight, out of mind. But it's in my mind, so I guess that's complete BS right there. Still coming up on the show today, as I promised you, I'm gonna give you like some cool fun things that you couples can do to spice up your life, as the awesome Spice Girls once said and sang and danced to. And well, so did I. Who didn't? If you didn't dance to Spice Girls, you are a liar. And if you are not a liar and you really didn't dance to the Spice Girls, well, that's fine. Doesn't bother me. So anywho, fun things for couples to do, as well as some very, very cool stories about like love and whatnot, as well as some not so cool stories. But I'm gonna kick straight into exactly what we've been focusing on this week, which was love languages. And on Monday we spoke about the first love language, which was affirmations of words of affirmation, telling somebody that you love them and you care about them. And then on Tuesday we spoke about quality time, how to enjoy the quality time with one another. And today being Wednesday, the 9th of February 2022, we're going to be talking about the acts of service. So what are the acts of service? Well, the acts of service are definitely something that one needs to bear in mind, that love languages first and foremost, because when it comes to love languages, you might not know about it, you may not even have heard about it, and you might be even asking yourself right now, like, what are you talking about, Rose? Like, what is a love language? Why are you going on about this whole love language thing? Well, basically, love language is a language that you can relate to a person with in regard of behavior, and it's usually the things that you want, it's usually the things that you need, it's usually the things that make you feel like you are being loved within the relationship. So as I said, words of affirmation, you're the kind of person who feels that it's necessary for somebody to tell you things like, I love you, I care about you, I appreciate you, thank you, you're wonderful, all those nice things, man, and then there's also the quality time. Now, quality time, as I explained it before, which is basically, being able to spend a lot of time with the person. It doesn't matter whether you guys are like, sitting dead still in a place, but it's really all about you spending a lot of time together. Like, people who believe in that, they feel like they most adored, if that's your love language, when their partner actively wants to spend time with them. And relating to me, words of affirmation as well as quality time is definitely my love language. You understand? Now, today being the acts of services. Now, if this is your love language, it basically means that you value when your partner goes out of the way to make your life easier. Like it's things like bringing you soup when you're sick, making you coffee for you, like breakfast in bed, some dry cleaning being picked up, even doing your laundry. Now, this love language is for people who believe that, actions actually speak louder than words. Now, unlike those who prefer to hear how much they cared for, people on this list of love languages, especially the acts of service, who want, to be shown how they appreciate it, and doing the smaller and bigger chores to make their lives easier or more comfortable, is highly cherished by, them. They love that, and funny enough, like, I'm also this love language. I just want all the love. Hey, isn't it just? Yeah, well, hey, if it's your love language, it's your love language. Maybe you're gonna, have 1 out of 5 love languages, 2 or 3 or 4, or you're gonna have all 5 out of them, but there's always the one that you prefer the most. And there's a test actually that helps people along decide and determine rather what is their love language. I mean, the story and the theory of love language, it came from this one author, and they're the ones that made it all relatable to every single one of us. And I'm talking about Gary Chapman, and it was in fact then put in his book called The 5 Love Languages, and it was obviously subtitled The Secret to Love That Lasts. So that's when he described these 5 unique styles of communicating love, and these categories that were distilled, for this experience, whether you're in marriage or, whether you're dating, whether it's mother or father, whether it's sister and a brother. The thing is, we all communicate differently when it comes to love languages. So, booyah. So are you the kind that's, deep on the acts of service? You feel like that's more important than affirmation or quality time? Then definitely that's so far your love language. And we still have Thursday and Friday where we're going to be talking about the gifts, because gifts is also another love language where people like to receive gifts and give out gifts. And others, it's also touch, where they feel like they need to be touched by that person that they love, or they feel loved when they are touched by that person that wants to love on them. And that is just a sure way to make sure that they feel the love. You understand what I'm saying? So, moving swiftly, I know it's like I'm rushing through today, isn't it? But like I said, like I have a million and thousand things that I'm doing at the same time, including I. As you remember, cold is so difficult to cook because it makes liquid in your mouth. Because your mouth is warm and then melts so quickly. Unlike food, where you can shove it to the side and say what you want to say, this one completely different. So now it's so cute and it's so brilliant and it's so amazing how you've got all these different cute couples that you see walking around, some holding hands, some not holding hands, and some of which are literally just met each other, and some have been there like for a very, very long time together. And what happens is with these couples, right, that have been in a relationship like for a long time and together, is they find that it is easier and it is actually better for them to spice up things with playing different games as a couple. So I told you yesterday, and also I think it was on Monday, that I would definitely give you some pointers. Yes, some pointers on some fun games and activities that you can have as a couple in the month of love and for the rest of your life. Hopefully you don't do this just because it's a month of love. I hope you continue to do this right through your relationship and all through your life. I mean, it's really, really fun. So now what you can do, and this is crazy because when I was a kid, my mom got away to school. I think that even now she's still alive, she'd still be very much against betting. Being a Christian faithful woman, She obviously wouldn't want us to bet, play lotto and things like that. And even cards, when we're playing cards, it better be cards, like we're just playing cards, not money's on the table or things like that, like the loser does something or the winner does something to the loser, things like that. So she was very much against that. But I think she'd be very much for this. You can imagine, like, as a couple, you experience a lot of things during the day to day, over the interwebs. Maybe it's a long distance relationship, and you can actually have fun things that you can do as a couple, and one of them, it includes betting. I know, right? Betting. I know, betting, like betting, like, when you bet on a horse, it's actually a cute way to get your partner to cook something nice for you, or maybe take you out for dinner, especially if you haven't for a while. And it's also quite awesome that you can do so many fun things. So basically, you can have your bets include things like you're watching, let's say, a television program, and or a movie, and you make a bet, like, oh, I tell you now, like, the actress, this chick who's talking right now, she's the first one that's gonna die. And then maybe, like, your partner says, no, 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 that guy is the one that's gonna die first, you understand? So then you watch with intrigue, and then you put a wager. Obviously, you put a wager and you say, okay, the loser, has to eat something spicy, or the loser, has to pick, the dishes. Well, not really pick, because he's a loser, he doesn't choose anything. So rather, the winner picks out which fancy restaurant that they're gonna eat at, or maybe the loser washes the dishes, or the loser even gives the winner a massage, fun things like that. Loser can also, pay a specific amount of money. I mean, everyone wants some extra cash, let's face it, one way or another. This can easily also become a reality with, easy wages like this. This will also get your partner excited because, well, let's be frank, winning free cash is quite irresistible. Now, the loser can also sing karaoke, can, give the winner their daily or weekly savings, things like that. And you're a couple, so it's a win-win situation, because most likely your wages are going to be spent, those wages are going to be spent on that person anyway who has lost, because, well, you're a couple and you love each other and everything. So another cool thing that you can do is you can play like board games, like you would Snakes and Ladder, right? And the winner of the Snakes and Ladder, loser has to give the winner a kiss, and not just any kiss. You can make it fun. You can, like, kiss my toe, my back, my chin, or my whole entire face. You can plant kisses all over me. There's all these fun things that you can do. Or the loser drives the winner around for a day, or loser has to give out something. Loser has to wear something the winner chooses, and that's awesome, because you find with some couples, right, where they are so independent and they both respect their independency, and they don't mind, like, each other dressing whatever way they want to dress. But yet sometimes you feel like saying, I just want to try you in something different. Yes, I meant what I said. I want to try you in something different. This is for the adults, and I know you get what I'm saying, and you get what I mean. So then, literally, you'd play a board game. Maybe let's say it's Monopoly, or Snakes and Ladder, or Ludo, or something like that. And the winner, obviously, would have to decide what the loser's going to wear. And the loser just has to wear it, because the winner won, and the winner wants you to wear, like, baggy jeans or skinnies or plaid shirt or something that you've never seen them wear before, but maybe it's something that you like. And then for a day you get to rock out with that, and make your partner also happy at the same time. And it's also fun because it's not done in the spirit of, oh, I don't want to. It's done because you lost a bet. See, it's very cool. So that's some cool things. Other suggestions, because there's a whole lot of suggestions in my mind. I literally have tons of suggestions in my mind what the bets can be, like what the loser and what the winner gains, things like that. Like, for example, the loser, if you guys have a baby, gets baby duties, like the loser changes the nappy, feeds the baby, things like that was supposed to be done during the day by the both of you. Then it would actually be done by one person, where the other one would just sit there and relax and would help out only because of the kindness of their own heart. But because the rules are so strict, I suggest it's best not to help at all, because then no one really won now. Is it? Well, now suggestion, I'm betting you're going to have like the loser has to say something embarrassing. Really embarrassing. I mean, there are different embarrassing stories that will never come up, except for, like friendly wages, like actually bring them to light. This will help you get to know your partner even more, and also build a connection on a deeper note. It's always good for a relationship to get deeper and get away from the surface. It's breakfast leftovers. I'm Rosalie Ann, and we're listening to Snow Allegro in full for you. So we've heard some Clear Soul, Common, Green Tea Pink, Jazz Curse, as well as Sinead Harnett in today's playlist thus far. Beautiful, right? Nice soulful jams. It's all in the spirit of love. But I'm gonna go damper on you. Yeah, I might. I'm not promising, but I might tell you something pretty, tragic. So there's a lot of fun things. The winner can pick the movie, loser has to get up and do something spontaneous. I mean, if you're thinking of funny bets for a new relationship, especially, and dating bets like this will be perfect, especially when the both of you are out in public. And it'll be exhilarating to watch your partner try to do something crazy, and will definitely build the bond you have together. Because you were there together and it was so much fun. It was so funny and we laughed so much. It'll be like that. And there's also, loser can make breakfast, winner controls the TV for the whole entire day. That means no news. Loser, or maybe news all day. So loser does the winner's chores for a day. Winner chooses a bedroom activity. Now that's fun. I mean, sexual bets are nice to spice up things in the relationship as well, once in a while. It'll definitely bring about healthy competitiveness, because both of you want the privilege of selecting what will be done in bed. Wink wink, nudge nudge. So this is an easy way to make your fantasies become a reality. And another one, winner makes 3 wishes. Literally, you become like a genie for the day. And this would obviously be for a game that is like really high ranked. It wouldn't be for like snakes and ladders, because that is by chance. It could be like done on a game of skill and thinking, and you wouldn't obviously be able to control this situation that well, but then you could have like such a cool bet and such a prize at the end of it, where the winner actually gets to make 3 wishes. And you still need ideas like on personalized bets to make. Then it's like a privilege of making wishes. Come on, who wouldn't want that? It's pretty exciting. And bets like this will also give you an idea of what your partner can actually handle or not. You can't really force them, but the point is they have to do it. So yes, force them. Definitely force them. A bet is a bet. You know what I'm saying? They got in it. They said yes. They agreed. T's and C's are. You don't get out of a bet. That's simple. So there's very, 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 very fun stuff, There's very, very fun stuff that you can do. Play games. Winner gets what they want. Loser gets what the winner wants. And it's perfect. It builds a relationship. You kind of know about each other. And then, because, you find in a relationship some stuff maybe you feel in your relationship that you can't talk about, or you can't really articulate, especially if it's a new relationship. And this will be like a showcase in getting that, to happen, definitely. Now, there is actually something that can really make your relationship stronger. And you won't believe, but it's really, these things are pretty much uncomfortable, but they definitely make the relationship, stronger. It's uncomfortable when you address them, but after it's addressed, and probably even during, whilst you're listening to each other, or doing these deeds, do you start to realize that, wow, that was actually imperative. We definitely needed that kind of thing. So now one of them, guess what number one is? Think about it. You're in a relationship with somebody. Let's just say, for example, it's a relationship that's going on for a year now, a whole year. Happy anniversary, And you obviously very much taken into this person. You love them completely. You do anything for them. And you invested. I mean, this is now what we call a serious relationship. When you go out, people notice if your partner is not around you. That's how serious it is. And they ask, oh, where's this person? So when a relationship gets to that point, and even sometimes you find some couples which are very much mature, and they can talk about these things even prior it getting to 6 months. I mean, they're already talking about these very uncomfortable things, and they're already doing these uncomfortable things, and the relationships are definitely strengthening up very, very quickly. Now, number one, right at the top, is actually money. Talking about money. I mean, very few of them actually enjoy talking about money. And yet, for the health of any relationship, you want to chat very, very early and often about your financial goals. I mean, especially if you have debts, that has to get out of the way. And how you want to, split bills and so on, especially if you're going to be renting together. And after all, money concerns continue to be one of the main reasons for divorce. Yeah. This was in fact definitely stated by clinical psychologist Dr. Catalina Lawson. Now, obviously, as a PhD, says that couples don't always see eye to eye when it comes to spending or saving. And it can be a big source of tension. So this is definitely something that needs to be out of the way completely. It's definitely a topic that needs to be addressed as soon as possible. And yet can only prevent misunderstandings, because sometimes no, but I thought that when you were talking about the car needing wheels, I thought that you were going to take that money that I gave you to buy wheels, but no, instead you bought a Gucci bag, things like that. So it's always better to be straightforward and honest with your partner, especially, and having this conversation about money, okay? And also make your relationship very strong. So now I'm going to help you with two of these points today. But during the course of the love month, we're going to unpack more of them so as to give you some understanding for your relationship, and also for when you do get into a relationship with somebody. And come on, I'm the cool person that is your fairy god, whatever, and I'm gonna help you with your life, with everything. And you must not be afraid to also contact me on the socials. You can find the Facebook group Rose Leigh on Breakfast Leftovers, and I'm Rose Jock on Twitter. I don't mind DMs whatsoever. I've never had a problem with DMs. Just don't call me baby, sweetie, sugar, honey. Don't call me that. Only what belongs to me and whom I belong to can call me that. Okay, I'm so glad we got that out of the way so swiftly. And the second thing, and the last thing I'm going to be sharing with you today, is of course sharing your pet peeves. Now, what is a pet peeve? Well, it's something that truly annoys you, and you can't let it go. I mean, talking about it may be the best course of action, but most people actually simply ignore these or end up bringing them up in a fight. So it's like, you can just imagine, your partner washes the dishes, and then after a while, there's nothing there. It's completely clean in the kitchen. And then here you come and you put your dish right there after you've eaten. Not even in water, but like on the table. Then your partner comes up, picks it up, puts it in the sink, and guess what? Leaves it there in the sink, hoping maybe you're gonna come back and wash it, which obviously you're not gonna do. It's not even in your mind. I mean, you left it on the table. That means like, I don't care about it. But because your partner moved it for you, with you in mind, thinking, well, you're gonna come back to it, and at least you're gonna find it in the sink, ready to be washed. But no, instead you don't. And then the day goes on and there's more dishes, and then your partner does what? Washes the dishes again, right? And then all of a sudden, just before you go to bed, you have a fight, an argument. Maybe you even arguing socks, like, you wearing my socks again. Yes, I'm sorry, babe. Like my socks are uncomfortable. Or babe, like my socks have holes. That's what you're telling your partner. And then whilst you're busy saying, and you know what? You really irritate me because you leave the dishes. Like, the least you could do is just wash it. It's one bowl. You know what I'm saying? You could be avoiding all of that by talking about your pet peeves way before they actually happen. So that way, you can avoid that from happening. You can avoid that fight. You can avoid that crisis. You can literally avoid so much by talking about your pet peeves. And the most partners actually simply, they ignore these and they end up bringing them up in a fight. And it never really leads to a great outcome. Never, 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 never. Another awesome psychologist, Dr. Jaff, says that you might find yourself yelling about something really simple, like how annoying the chores are, because you've been letting your anger brew. So it's always much better to have these conversations before they boil over, by being honest about what makes you uncomfortable or gives you anxiety. So yeah, in the back it's Childish Gambino. I think it's their latest track, if I'm not mistaken. Before that, I played you Green Tea Ping with Downers. Her was also in there, and Carried Away is that track. So going on to pet peeves and the importance of telling your partner about them, is that you might actually just notice that you feel closer to your partner as a result. Like, oh, okay, now I don't really annoy this person. You might find that you end up living in such perfect harmony because you've dealt about the pet peeves. You've dealt about the things that annoy you. You've dealt about the things but then again, it only works out if you have a partner that listens. Let's face it. Some partners, you can tell them something like, I don't like this. And then guess what they do? They do exactly that. And you're like, but I told you. It's like, oh, I don't remember. So it also depends if it's the kind of person that remembers stuff. And then it's also good if they don't remember and they're completely apologetic about it. Woo! Yeah. I saw someone yawn and it kind of trickled into me as well. You know how weird a yawn is? It's very yawn. I wish love was as contagious as a yawn. Imagine how beautiful this world would be. So, coming up very shortly and in coming episodes, we will in fact be having a chat with some people and or some person. I will not tell you who they are yet because I also don't know who they are yet. Hello. It's about me and the awesomeness of the breakfast leftovers of Rosalie Ann, and right now chewing her ice and enjoying it and loving it very, very much. And now also, now that you know fun ways to play and have fun with your husband and or your wife or your girlfriend or your future boyfriend or your girlfriend or your imaginary boyfriend or your girlfriend, it's the best thing to do is remember these. They're gonna really help you in the long run. It's very nice to have an option to spice up your life. Every boy and every girl, spice up your life. So anywho, I couldn't hold that back. I really, really tried to, but it failed. It came out of me so quickly. It was like a fart. So anyways, those who are in the love language of acts of service, may you continually be acted upon in a service manner. Yes. And those whom it is not still their love language, but may you also have wonderful and great things. I feel like giving a nice Christmas type festive message today for our motivation, really. May you be spoiled rotten, may you be enjoyed, may you have love and fulfillment, may you grow wealth of joy, may streams of happiness flow out of your eyes, and may the good God Jesus bless you every day and forever. Ciao.